Hi everybody, it's Michelle, and today I'm going to do a quick look at my setup for 2019, which includes paper and digital. When it comes to planning for 2019, this is how I am starting the year out. There's no telling how it will end, but I have this personal-sized traveler's notebook that has a Hobonichi Weeks Mega and a Jibun Techo in here. This is my paper planner, and my digital planner is in my phone or on the iPad. Either one, it syncs back and forth, and I am using right now my planner that is in OneNote, so it syncs across everything, and I will show that to you after I quickly go through the paper. This is the newest edition of my Traveler's Notebook collection, which is a personal-size Prima Travel Journal. This is not one of the leather ones, it is the vinyl, but look at this. I love the colors. I just love that. Pink and black are my favorite colors, so that was just a great combination, and when I saw it, I knew I had to have it. So this one has the pockets here all along the side, and a pocket back here. It's similar to the white one that I have that has all the lettering on it. And it has a secretarial pocket in the back. So inside, I keep all of my cards. This goes with me everywhere. It's my wallet. So my cards are here, cash, so forth is back here, and extra little notes I need to carry with me in my wallet are all back here. And my ID is also up here. And I just put in my Cocoa Daisy journaling cards here just to kind of cover up that information. This is a paper clip that came in the December kit for Cocoa Daisy. Another journaling card for Cocoa Daisy. I did not put anything inside of the cover of my weeks, which I usually take the scrapbook papers and kind of decorate it, but I want to have less wear and tear on this weeks this year. I took it in and out of the elastic so much last year that it started really cutting into the binding of my book, so I kind of want to keep it like that. I was hoping that this denim cover would match a lot of the things because it's really neutral. So I'll just slap the card on front. Maybe every once in a while, if there's a paper that I cannot resist, I may go ahead and put it inside the cover, but we'll see. So I have the weeks in here, and this is brand new to me. This is the first time I have ever purchased a Jibun Techo, and this is the B6 Mini, so it's the slim. And I do not have it on the string, although it could go on a string, but I didn't want to put that pressure on the binding. So I have it tucked in to the back pocket, and I just kind of have it clipped on so it doesn't move around. That really wasn't necessary because it kind of fit real snug in there and it kept it secure. But I actually have that covering the pin loop that is back here just to kind of make it lay flat so it wouldn't be too bulky under there. So the way I'm doing my paper right now is all of the planning type information is in the Jibun. As far as my task, the way that my week is structured, all of that is here. Plus some things up in the front as far as tracking and so forth. The weeks, I debated on this. When I got the Jibun Techo, I said, well, I don't want to be repeating too much information this year. That's my goal, trying to not be so redundant. The only thing that I do not mind repeating is the information that goes onto my monthly calendars because I have that in several different places. But when this came, I thought, well, what am I going to do with the weeks? Because I didn't want to repeat all of this information. So I had put this to the side. And I said, well, maybe I'll just go back and journal in this. And I had this book right here that I was using with this in this Traveler's Notebook. And this one I was using just as my daily log, kind of a bullet journal type of thing, putting all of the information here. I had cut apart my Cocoa Daisy book and stuck the pages in here just to give me extra pages so this book would last longer. But when I thought about it, I said I could actually use my weeks the same way that I'm using this. And then this way, my whole year is all together in these two books. And that is really my goal. that was my goal. I wanted to finish out last year's Hobonichi weeks, which I did. I made it through the end of the year in here. So I have a little snapshot of the entire year in this book, and see how fat that got. And I still had so many pages left to go in the back. So there's plenty of room in here to do my daily logs. And that is my goal for this one. And I do have a flip through. It's a pretty long video. If you go back and look at my channel list, I did a complete flip through of this Hobonichi weeks, and you can see that there. Now, taking a look at the weeks, I did originally have it set up to be my planner, so there was some information that I had. I went back and put in all of my info from December, so it would be in this book. And I had set up with these additional weeks that I have blank up here because I didn't start it to the beginning of the year. I was going to do all of my business planning and looking forward and business info up in here. And that is here if I ever decide to switch back. So it's already there. But on the weeks here, I was kind of putting in my task over here, which I've stopped doing because all that's in the Jibun now. And I was going to do tracking up here, but I switched the way that I'm doing it. So for this week, what I'm doing is just putting in the major highlights for the day. And you can see there's nothing here. I am not sure what I'm going to do in this space right here. And I tipped in paper to do my daily logs, and just started yesterday because this is when I switched everything over. So if I tip in this extra paper between this here, it should give me enough room to do daily logs. And I wanted my daily logs to be together with the weekly spread instead of in the back, because if it's in the back and I'm flipping back and forth, it just seems pointless. It's something that I'm not going to want to do, so I know I'm not going to use the system. So I have my whole week together. And I went ahead and tipped in for the rest of the month, so I don't have to do that later, and that is all set up. And here I just also put washi tape. This was the first week of this month, and this is my favorite washi tape that came in the Cocoa Daisy kit. So I put it there just to mark the beginning of the month. And when I get the February kit, I will do the same with this one right here. Pick out my favorite washi and indicate the beginning or the first week of February. So that's how I'm going to use these weekly spreads, just all of my daily logs, just to highlight. And here, I don't know if I'm going to separate it out and maybe put something that's just specific to like business notes for the day or work notes for the day. I'm not sure. And see, I can write really teeny tiny so I can get a lot of daily notes on these pages. So in the notes section, I will not be putting in extra like monthly spreads or anything back here. This is just for whatever notes. I did have my goals there. Budget, I want to write in the information from taxes. When I do my taxes will be there. I did have my happy mail list here because I was going to keep track of it here, but that is moved into the Jibun. Notes from the kids for their like doctor's appointments and such, and insurance claim. So this is just going to be basic notes that aren't like specific to what's going on each day during the week. That would go up here in the weekly spreads. But just anything else I need to take notes on. And that's the way I'm hoping to utilize this book. Back in the back, I don't have anything except my paper that I already have cut and ready to be tipped in. And this is just Chamoy River paper that I had ordered a package of it. And I just cut it to size and have it here ready to go. Now, another change that I did make to my weeks is that I will be using only this Pigma Micron pen in here. And I'll try to keep it all black, because my favorite pens in the world that I was using last year, which are the Uniball Jetstream. Yeah, the Jetstream. I like to use ballpoint ink and gel ink for some things, and I will show you quickly. I don't want to get too off track. The ballpoint ink in my planner started smearing where I had stickers. Let me find an example for you. I had discovered that this planner does not like the vinyl stickers from the Happy Planner. I do not know why, but it smears the ink. If you happen to have like ink underneath it, it smears it. And it also starts bleeding through the paper. Here we go. See that? Let me see if I can get it. I don't know if you can tell. It starts smearing. And wherever these vinyl stickers, I mean the clear stickers, it starts like really going through the back where you can see it. It's like something in the glue or the adhesive is interacting with this paper, and it starts bleeding through the back, and it smears any ballpoint ink that may be underneath the sticker. That to me was really sad because I love using all of my Mambi stickers in here, and I was planning on doing that here. So whenever I said, well, I'm not going to be able to use those clear stickers, I can only use just the, the paper stickers, that really limited what I wanted to do in this book, because I wanted to be able to put all kinds of stickers and everything. And see, this one is a vinyl sticker I put there, but it's on this other paper, and I'm hoping that the same thing doesn't happen on this paper. But one way that if I really want to use one of those stickers, I'm going to try to put down like a light layer of paint underneath it and see if that keeps it from bleeding and smearing everything. I'm hoping that that works. Now I got totally sidetracked and I forgot what I was talking about. So this is the weeks, and that's how I plan to use it, just for all of my daily logs that'll be running through each week, and that goes in conjunction with this. So you'll notice I do have a monthly calendar up here where I have everything written in. And I also have a monthly calendar in here. I don't mind putting that information in 2 different spots, because I have a monthly calendar also in this that I will show you. And I have a monthly calendar in my digital planner. I have a monthly calendar, of course, on my phone in my Google Calendar. I have a monthly calendar on the side of my refrigerator that is up there for the whole family to see. So I have it in so many different places. It's really not a big deal. Okay, the Jibun Techo. I have been eyeballing this for so long, and I finally broke down and got it. I was hoping it would be a little more narrow, but it's not. But that's okay, because it fits in here okay. You can see that it does come over the side, but that's why I have my pin laying on the top here, because it makes a good spot for that pin. And it's okay, because it still closes fine. I just can't overstuff this book, because this is like a maximum, and it's just going to keep getting thicker the more that I put into these 2 things. The Jibun, I'm not going to just go over each little section, because I'm sure if you're interested in it, you've seen flip-throughs. I still need to do some decorating. I'm hoping that my next Cocoa Daisy kit comes with one of the bigger pockets that I can stick here, because I don't want to put the Target pocket, because it'll still be kind of too small. The Cocoa Daisy kits, when the pockets come, there's usually a bigger one, a larger one that would hopefully fit here. So let's go through. We have these example pages, the monthly overviews for the year. I am not sure what I'm going to do with this. I may use this as an overall look at my work year. Here is my shop notes that I'm just going to put on these sticky notes and stick here. Stats, I had these in the weeks, but I'm moving them over here, and I just did it in a sideways layout so I can have the entire year laid out there. You can see I repurposed some of these pages just to make them into what I needed. The money plan is here. I am using it, so I have everything listed out. And then at the bottom, I will have all of my sales also. So I'll have all the expenses and the income all together in one spread. And I moved over the tabs I was using in last year's Hobonichi weeks. This, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this spread, so it is blank right now. This is the example week. This is a spread with just product IDs and etc. that is in my shop. Favorite phrases. These are going to be things that I hear that I like. Favorite quotes. Things the kids may say that I want to remember. I'm just going to list that out here. Recommendations list. I'm not sure about this yet. I may use this as a place to track when I hear things on a podcast or in a video that I want to check out later. So that might be what I use that for. A book list. I always have those book lists and I never check them off, or, you know, like books to be read, so forth, because I'm real picky about the books I read, and I have a tendency to reread the same books over and over. There are certain book series that I love, and I will just read them over and over, just like watching a movie more than once. So I decided to go ahead and use this instead as a log of what I'm reading. And I will put in the date of when I started reading. Why did I put a date? I don't know why I put that date. The start date when I start reading it. So the books I read are series, and they usually have several books in the series. So I'll just put like 1 through whatever, 10, 15, so forth. And that way I know when it gets to be later in the year and I say, okay, when was the last time I read that series? Let me go ahead and read it again. I'll just have a better idea of when it was that I read it last. The movie list, I'm also going to keep this because one thing, I have signed up for all the rewards and stuff at the local movie theater, so I will be hopefully going to the actual theater to take the kids to the movies more often, and so I'm going to keep track of that here. But also movies that we make it a point to watch at home if we have a movie night or we sit down one afternoon and watch a movie. So I already have one here. We did go see Mary Poppins Returns, and in the next couple of weeks we'll be seeing another one. So I'll be filling that out for that. This now is my Happy Mail tracker. So I have it here. If I run out of room here, I can go back and use the one that I have already set up in the weeks back there. This is, I don't remember what this was. It may have been the gifts given and gifts received list. I turned it into my master to-do list. So just anything and everything that I can think of, it will go here if it's sometime in the future and I don't have to put it immediately on a task list. So that will be here. Last year, the Hobonichi weeks, or all of them, I believe, had that My 100 list, which they took out for 2019. That's what I was using that for in my weeks last year. So that's kind of how I'm going to use this here. And then this here is stats, or tracker. This tracker here, but they had one for November and December, which I did not need. So I repurposed this. This is going to be like all my stats and measurements for health and wellness up here. And down here, this will be for my husband's glucose readings. I can keep that down here. So have the whole year for him. And then I don't know, maybe every 2 weeks if I take measurements, that will all fit here for the year. I didn't date anything because I may go 1 week and then wait 3 weeks and take stats. So I just put in the date at the top whenever I take those particular measurements, and that will all be here on this spread. So of course, then you have your trackers, which every month this will probably change on what I find I want to focus on for that month and put in my tracking. That goes all the way through the end of the year. I didn't put anything on the November and December calendars because I'm not sure if I want to go back and put in old information or if I want to repurpose them and do something different with them. So they are blank right now. We are in January, and this is my total overview for the month. This here will have everything having to do even with my blog, this YouTube channel, my shop, all of that will be here. That's what these little sticky page flags are for, and I can move those around as I need to. And then I have task lists over here, like for the month. I mark in things I do in the shop, things that we do at home, places we go, work schedules, daily sales. All of that is here on this one spread. And then, of course, I have this with me everywhere, and I can future plan. I will put that here and also in my phone, so I have it in my Google Calendar. Now, we had, since I just started this at the beginning of the year also, there were these blank weeks that I did not use, which I will be repurposing. I set this up as 1/4 for my shop. So I have January, February, March, and I just have things separated out according to each different place that I focus on, what I want to do each month. So that's January, February, and March. I can plan ahead if I need to. And over here is just for ideas that I want to jot down. Thinking ahead. These things may be carried over into the next quarter. And over here, I just put admin tasks that need to be done. So they're not specific to these places. These are things that are just administrative. So that's January, February, March. This will be April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. And then I still have a few of these blank ones. And I think I'm going to turn one of these into the same type of setup, but for household chores. And I'm actually going to do it just like 6 months here, 6 months here, and things to be done each month that way for the house, or like decluttering, that type of stuff. Things that are on my goals list, but aren't work. I just need a lot more space for work because it's a lot more involved and so many more things that need to be done. So I think that's what I'm going to do on one of these. And then I'll still have all of this blank, all these blank spreads to do something with also if I need to. And then we get into, I started this like here last week. So that's my weekly spread. And I will show you how I am doing this. If you followed me for any amount of time, you will notice a pattern that this vertical spread with the times, with the hourly chart, is my all-time favorite way to plan. This is my favorite spread. So when I saw the Jibun Techo and I saw the way that it was set up, I knew that eventually one day I would have one, because I didn't want to get an entire Hobonichi cousin, because I never finished that book out. Which, you know, they have spreads like this in the cousin, and you can do everything in there, but I don't like carrying the cousin around. This can go with me everywhere. So this is my favorite, and I've just divided it up. At the top, it's like if I have to go somewhere for the day or big events for the day, then I put in my tasks for each day. And this is why I like this, because I can future plan. If I know I have to do a certain task on a certain day, it's already there. I can do that. I cannot do that in a bullet journal so much as far as like actually write the task on that day. Of course, you can write it on your daily log and migrate it over. But this, I just jot in what I'm doing throughout the day. I keep little notes on everything that I'm doing. I will go back in and color code so I can see that at a glance. I started doing that about 6 months ago in a bullet journal that I was keeping at the time, and I like doing that. Down here is just quick jot little notes of things I may need to remember for each day. At the bottom, I'm keeping track of my meals for the day. And then I have just these little symbols here where I mark off, like, these are my symptom trackers that I used to have on the sidebar in my Hobonichi weeks, where I was keeping track of all my meals and so forth. And I had like a symptom tracker. So I could see if what I'm eating is affecting any of these things that I track at the bottom. Right here are tabs for meal planning, and I put them each day, and I would just pull them off and put them back in the back here when I do that for each day. So when the week starts, I go through and I look, and I go ahead and plan out the meals for the week. And this is going to be totally changing because my diet's going to be changing again. I kind of went off the rails with everything during the holidays, and I'm going to be getting back on track, and I'm pretty sure that I will be doing vegan and just allowing myself to kind of have some meat or dairy maybe once a week. So I'm not going to go totally vegan. So this is the way that I have my week set up. So this makes sense to me. This is the way I like to set things up in a bullet journal. I've been doing this for a very long time. This is a way that when I was planning exclusively in my digital planner, this is the spread that I would use in my digital planner. And you will see it's actually this spread, just like this almost, that I'm using right now in my digital planner. So on the side here, these are weekly tasks that I can do. And I'm not doing much decorating in this book. I will be doing more decorating here on my daily logs. So this is my planning for right now. On the back, I don't have anything except just extra tabs. And these meal planning tabs, some extra ones here. And here, I will just slap on some Post-it notes. If I get a recipe or something that I want to try, I'll write it on a Post-it and stick it back here. So this is my paper planner. This is all that I have for planning right now. This is the real deal, the planner. It's all together. So it's kind of everything I could want in paper planning right now. And it's all in this beautiful travel journal. And I'm using the Micron. And this is the pen that came with the January Cocoa Daisy kit. It has this lovely gel ink in here with a real fine nib, which I love. And the ink is really dark black. But it runs out super quick. I ordered refills for it, so I do have refills. And I think I'm getting a new one for February because it's going to be their standard pen in the kits, for at least for right now. And I think we're getting a pink one, I believe, for the February kit, which should be here hopefully tomorrow. So this is my planner. Goes with me everywhere. So for paper, I also have this, which is not really a planner. I was going to try to use it as a planner, but I changed my mind. I may use this as a memory keeper. It's either going to be in here or in here, my standard size Happy Planner or classic Happy Planner, or it will be in my personal size Cocoa Daisy book. I haven't made up my mind. This I will continue to use no matter what, because sometimes I like a bigger surface area to kind of work things out. And I have my A5 Cocoa Daisy inserts in here. So that is a good place for me to use them, is in here. So it will end up being between probably this classic size Happy Planner or my Cocoa Daisy book. And that I haven't decided yet. I had bought this to use as my memory keeper. And I haven't done anything in it yet. I'd like having all this space and being able to print out all those pictures. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. So I have time to work on that because I can always go back later and do spreads in the Happy Planner. This is what last year's looked like. It didn't have this cover. This is a... Did it have this cover? Yes, maybe it did. And look at this chunky monkey. Because I have so much stuffed in here. And I have... I will do a flip through of this, of the way that I had this set up. And I really like it. Whenever I would sit down and actually do a spread for the week, because I usually did it on Sundays, and I would do the whole week all at one time, I like the way it was going. So I might probably use that classic size Happy Planner, because I can cut apart my Cocoa Daisy books and actually put them in that planner. I think that's what I'll do. Okay, moving on. This book has some inserts in here also quickly. That came out of this. I ordered this thinking that it was going to be the same size because I wanted this cover. And it is totally not the same size. So I don't know what I'm going to do with this. I may give it to somebody in my family and let them use it. This is not A5 size, but it's bigger than a mini Happy Planner. So it's kind of in between. And it feels so nice. It's got this cush and kind of suede feel cover on here. I wish it was the right size, but it's not. I was going to use these for work planning, but I'm not. It's all coming out. I have my A5 Cocoa Daisy because I said I did want to use this as a planner. I thought about using this as my at-home planner and then, you know, having everything in here also, but then we get into the problem of being redundant, which is driving me insane. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this. Like I said, I did for this week. I'm just coming back in and journaling for the day. And I'm not doing any planning, just journaling and keeping track of certain things. This is personal stuff, work stuff. And last week it was set up differently. I have the months here. And I did have these also because originally I set this up in here, which just gives me a lot of space. And I may keep doing that because I can kind of look at the big picture and then transfer it over. I don't know. I don't know. I love these Cocoa Daisy inserts. You get so much. You get the month, you get all of the weeks. You also get the weeks in this. Let me show you. You get the week here. These are just from the notepad that I put in there. And then you get the week like this here. And then you get daily sheets. And there's one for every day. So much comes in this kit. And I never use the daily pages, but I put them in here just to give it more bulk. Because it's only January and we're just starting off and it would have been way too wobbly. So I can take some of these out whenever my February kit comes and I can put that in here. Now this is part of that other planner that I showed. And it's a really nice little planner. It has a lot of like goals, things, so forth in the front, things for you to fill out. It has the months and then it has the weeks set up the way that I like. Vertical, it's hourly, and it's all here. It's just I don't need it because I'm already doing this in my Jibun Techo. So I don't need this. I thought about maybe going back in and doing some social media stuff or content scheduling and just kind of putting that on here when things are scheduled to go out. But it's really not necessary. And I'm trying to cut out all the unnecessary this year. But I have them in here for now, like I said, to give this bulk so that my book's not too wobbly and unstable. So I just don't know. I think I'm going to give it away. Let it go find a new home and be happy with somebody who's actually going to use it. Not somebody who's going to sit around and say, man, why did I buy that planner? It's so nice, but I never used it. So in the back, I just still have some mini happy planner kind of page dividers, a folder, some extra papers. These papers actually came with this book. I had bought this binder at Walmart a few years ago when they were selling the disc planner system. It's this IQ 360. And I have a couple more of these coming that are the ARC binders that I bought on eBay. So they should be here probably next week. Just so I can switch it out and switch out covers. And some more disc also that are the tool. I think I bought tool disc. So I just have this blank paper to take notes if I need it. I have these, which I bought when I bought this binder that snap in and out. I like these bigger folders. I have stickers here and just some paperwork back here and so forth. I like having this because there is this type of paperwork that I need to kind of keep track of, things that are important that will not fit in the traveler's notebook. And I really don't want to be carrying it around with me everywhere anyway, but I do need to have a spot for it. So I could have it here, or I could actually put it in the Happy Planner. And I have folders in the back for in the memory keeper. Even though it's not a planner, it's still being kept and stored somewhere where I know where it's at. So this is kind of a work in progress. It may end up just being a journal, which kind of makes sense to be a journal. It gives me enough space to write on this weekly on each day to just kind of journal about what happened that day right there. Now onto the digital planner. Now I'm not using my digital planner for planning right now. I may change my mind because I will go back and forth sometimes, but right now I'm using it as a journal. And I'm actually using my planner that is in OneNote because I want to have my planner on my phone. And I want to be able to easily use it. I want everything to sync over. And not only is it on my phone, it's on my iPad, and it is also on my laptop. I can get onto my laptop anytime, type in any information I need to in my notes, and it is all together, and it all syncs across everything. So it is, if you look at my shop, it's the planner for OneNote. Right now, there's only one version of this planner, and it is this one here, which is the one that is the vertical. Like I said, this is my favorite spread. I've been using this one ever since I designed this particular planner. This is the one that I use. So it has the top space. It has for like your top priorities. It has the hours from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. and then a space at the bottom where you can keep your task list or any notes. I usually do gratitude at the bottom. And this looks super tiny, but I just do this when I'm writing my notes. This is what is so lovely about this. I have this with me everywhere, and I can keep all of my notes here. Of course, I could do my planning here if that's what I was choosing to do, but right now I'm just jotting down notes throughout the day, kind of keeping a daily log and journaling for that day. Let me go back. I'm going to show you here on here. That is not the one. This is the planner that I share with customers when they cannot get it to install. For some reason, if people who have Mac laptops are not playing nice with this Microsoft OneNote and it will not install it. So I just share directly with the customer and they can copy over the planner. My 2019. This is my planner. See? Week 2. This is this week that we're looking at. It's the same on my phone as it is here on my iPad. If I have to do a lot of writing, I will tend to take out the iPad because it's easier to write on the iPad with Apple Pencil than it is on here. But the advantage of this is it's with me everywhere that I go. So this is another thing that I like about having it on my phone. My phone, of course, is Android. It's a Note 9. I can put the widget here. I don't have to go into the app. I can see the last, it has the most recent notes that I've been working on. I can pull up my monthly calendar right there, add things in. This is, I keep like a snapshot of each day too, just how the day went, how I felt about that day. I can go back here, of course, and go into my week. Or when I go back here, you can see my week 2 is right there. Just go right into my week 2. I don't even have to open the app. It's all on my home screen. So it makes it super convenient to carry around with you. Now, I know it won't work as well if you have a phone that does not have a stylus. But these are awesome. If you ever get the opportunity to get a phone, like a Note that has a stylus built in, it's just great. It makes it so easy to write on your phone and take notes. I can also type if I want to, just like I can do the same thing on the iPad and on the computer. And just type in text if I didn't want to write things out. So this is what I'm using for my digital right now. In the beginning of the month, if I want to put in some stickers and decorations, I like doing that here on the iPad because I go to my sticker book that is still in GoodNotes and just copy and paste it here into the planner. I don't have GoodNotes, of course, on my phone or on my laptop because it's a PC. So I do that here on the iPad and I just kind of decorate out the month and get ready to go. So this is my entire planning system for right now. And it's working out really well. I like having, I have to have paper. I've never been able to give up paper. I don't ever foresee giving up paper. I like to be able to write things out and kind of see it right there and feel it, if that makes sense. So having all of that here just in this space is really convenient. Everything is all together. At the end of the year, if I continue to do this, then I will have everything in these 2 little books that I can archive. I will still have my digital planner that I can snap pictures of the weekly spreads from here and add it to the week on the digital planner so that that's all together and archived digitally. I'm using this to journal and it's more secure. I can, if I want to put sensitive information in OneNote, I can put a password on that particular note so that nobody can get into it. So that's real convenient. I'm also journaling in this, and I may use that for a scrapbook, but I will probably use the Happy Planner. So that's kind of my system. This is all I need to carry with me. Turn that off. Or these 2 things right here are all that I carry with me. And technically, I don't have to carry around this with me. I just like having it with me. I really only need my phone, but I have all my cards, and this is my wallet. So this is all I need. And everything is in here. And I can even do that so that it's all together and secured. So that is it, you guys. If you have any questions about any of this, just put it down below and I will get back to you as soon as possible. I will have links to any of this stuff, the 2 planners, or the Traveler's Notebook and this planner. If you're interested, I will have links to those below because I got all that on Amazon. And you can get that too if you want. That's it. You guys have a great day, and I will see you next time.